Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio, a place where dreams take flight, with authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives and meaningful conversations, where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover world-class education, entertainment, hope and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our channel, USA Global TV. Download our app, USA Global TV. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. Thanks to our founder and executive producer, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang from Cloud Road Music. Voiceover artist Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. USA Global TV and Radio, your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited.
Listen, babe, now, listen, babe, now. Listen, babe, now, listen, babe, now. Listen, babe, now, listen, babe, now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to USA Global TV and Radio. I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and our show today is Let's Finally Talk. It's the last episode of the show for 2025. What a year it's been. Today, we're going to talk about a number of things that we're probably going to be thinking about in the next few hours, if not in the next few days. Basically, pausing for a moment, not to perform or summarize or rush into any type of resolutions, but to listen to our bodies, to listen to our minds, to our hearts, and to see what has come up for us in the last year in 2025. Looking at areas where we've actually grown, whether it's through discomfort or unexpected turns, or even the quiet realizations. Sometimes lessons come gently, and other times they come crashing through the door. Sometimes they arrive when we've encountered challenges. And regardless of how they come, they do provide clarity, discernment, and direction. And so I want us to reflect on some of these unexpected turns, some of the opportunities that were presented to us in 2025, and what we can actually take away from them. Through the lens of elevated listening, which is what I teach people, that is my platform, learning how to listen without judgment, without stage hogging, without problem solving, and without interruption. When we learn to listen in this way, we actually learn a form of self-respect. And by respecting ourselves, then we can truly be present and respect others. We can learn how to set boundaries. We can learn when to ask for permission to speak, to give our opinion, to insert ourselves into a conversation. And what we take forward, what we carry forward, is really as important as acknowledging what it is that we're leaving behind. So as we turn the calendar soon, and in some places in the world like New Zealand, they've already celebrated the new year. Happy 2026. What are you taking forward into 2026? And what are you choosing to leave behind in 2025? And what will you be carrying on with? Many times when this day comes, it's almost like a switch that we decide we're going to go ahead and move forward or lift up so that we can take some dramatic step forward. So we've had the entire year to execute on whatever it was we decided last year. And for whatever reason, it might not have happened. Maybe it did. And if either way, congratulations, because there's an awareness to that. But thinking about the way that you're showing up for yourself and for others, that has been nurtured over years. some cases over many decades. And to think that we can have one day for 24 hours and the next day things are going to be completely different is not realistic, in my opinion. We need to have a commitment. We need to have our why. We need to know what will be the resultant of actually moving forward with a desire to do something differently, or maybe to do something at all. And in order for that to happen, we have to make a commitment. And as I've shared many times, a commitment means we're actually going to take action. And this is the part where many of us get tripped up. I was just saying to my family members that tomorrow, I'm sure that the gym is going to be packed because people are going to have their New Year's resolution and they're going to be working out and exercising. And it's interesting if you think about it, if you are someone who is sedentary and you've decided that you now want to have a lot of movement, maybe you are making a commitment to get 10,000 steps in and you've been doing literally 1,000 steps. We make these huge switches to go from one way to another and we have no plan. We don't have an accountability partner. We're not accountable to ourselves. And so therefore, we're not setting ourselves up to win. So what I'd like you to think about taking forward is if you want to change something, embrace something, try something, we have to commit to it. And in order to commit to it, we have to take action. And to take action means we have to have a plan. And we have to have a plan B and a plan C. What if what we're thinking isn't going to go the way that we want it to go? What will we do? And so it's not just about, oh, when the clock strikes 12 and it's 12:01, we're going to be a different way. We're going to be thinking a different way, showing up a different way. It actually takes planning and commitment. And the easiest one for me to think of, because I have been working out for as long as I can remember, because I have a fear of being overweight. I've had it my entire life. It never goes away. No matter what my weight is, I always think I'm overweight. So tomorrow at 12:01, will I no longer have this thought? I don't think so, because it's been there my entire life. It's not as bad as it used to be, but I will probably be incorporating some additional things into my workout that I haven't done. I've been slowly adding more things, but I actually have a plan and I'm committed to the plan. And I show up pretty much every day committed to the plan. Now, what I have to embrace is, and this is something for us to all think about, as we get older, things are out of our control, right? The aging process. Sure, we can do certain things so that we look younger, so that we feel younger, but the clock is still ticking and we're still the age that we are. So what I encourage you to think about when you're thinking about taking something forward is to actually listen to your body, listen to your intuition, because you are your best coach. I share this all the time. I have typically 5 or 6 coaches or mentors at any time, but I know the person who knows me best is me. And sometimes through elevated listening, we're actually able to hear ourselves. And by hearing ourselves, we can drown out the noise of others. So what I would also propose that you think about is, what are some of the day-to-day habits that you can leave behind? And here are a few ideas. The first is gossiping. We just talked about gossip on our last show, but gossip does not serve a positive place in anyone's life. In fact, it typically makes people feel badly about themselves. If we're the ones gossiping later, we're kind of like, wow, why did I say that? Or what was the gain of doing that? And if we're the one being gossiped about, we know that that can really hurt. And another area of leaving something behind is maybe giving ourselves some grace instead of beating ourselves up constantly about we could have done that better. We make mistakes. We're human. And in that way, why not think about having some compassion for yourself and some compassion for others? And when it comes to setting forth what we want to take forward into the new year, what we want to leave behind, what we want to keep with us, maybe we look at it through the lens of compassion. instead of putting so much pressure on ourselves. If you're not really proficient at something and maybe you've been teased about it by people are judging you, that doesn't mean that you have to set your intention on that specific thing. Let people think what they're going to think. Let people say what they're going to say. Let people judge you as they will. But let's work on ourselves first. And so, in this episode of Let's Finally Talk, I'd like to encourage you to finally talk to yourself. And you might think, wow, is she crazy? Has she lost it? No, I talk to myself all the time. I talk out loud to myself all the time. I live alone and I have a lot of thoughts and feelings. And so instead of keeping them inside, I just express them. And I was reading several relevant articles about how talking out loud is actually healthy because you're getting your feelings out into the universe instead of stuffing them in. So I'd ask you to finally have a heart to heart with yourself. Keep coming back here because I love having you, but have a heart to heart with yourself. Look into the mirror, look into your own eyes and say, okay, what have I done that I'm really proud of in 2025? What is it that I would like to just hold up a banner and say, wow, look at what I accomplished? And what are some things that maybe were a challenge? What are some things that maybe didn't go the way that you actually planned? But keeping in mind that typically everything happens for a reason, because I believe that we are all here on a path that's already been divinely created for us. And so along the way, things are not going to go the way we'd like because that's part of the journey. And so I'm going to bring this back into setting New Year's resolutions, for example. Whatever your resolution is, if you choose to make one, think about the journey instead of the destination. So an easy one for us to talk about is losing weight, because now there are drugs that we can inject that can help us lose weight. And of course, a lot of the journey of weight loss, that if we're doing it on our own without the help of medication, it's a very different journey, I would imagine. I've never done a journey in taking a weight loss drug, but part of the journey is watching how we grow mentally and hopefully shrinking physically, and learning the things that we learn about our lifestyle choices, and realizing that we do have the power to say yes, and we also have the power to say no. So when it comes to something that's evident because we need to eat, we have the ability to say, yes, I'm going to eat the cookies, or no, I'm not going to eat the cookies, or yes, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to do X workout for so many minutes. I know for me, I use my Apple Watch and it's set for 75 minutes of exercise every day and 550 calories a day, I think I have it set to. And I'm going to actually increase it, both of those numbers, for 2026, because I feel like it's important to keep challenging myself. Is it easy to work out and do that amount of work at a high level because I want my heart rate to be in the training range so that I'm meeting different thresholds? No, it's not easy. But if it was easy, then what's the point of the journey? So in the journey, there has to be challenge because that's where the growth is. If it was something super simple, I know in solid core, the coaches will talk about this a lot. They'll talk about the fact that it's not for everyone. And if it was easy, then it would be a different story. We wouldn't have people vying to get in there because we know that the results are so powerful, but we have to do the work. So doing the work starts with being honest with ourselves. Are we setting goals that we really are going to commit to? Or are we doing it because of someone else? Because someone else in our life is saying, you should do this, or did you ever realize that you're that? Let's look at ourselves and make our own decisions. And people are always problem solving. They always think that they're doing the best for us. Only we actually know what is the best for us. And certainly we can look to others to get confirmation, but the affirmation, it starts with us. So think about, what is it you're really willing to sacrifice in the journey so that you can get to the destination. And if the destination is easily arrived at, something that you can do in a very short time, will the journey be rewarding or will it be something that brings disappointment? For example, I know people are interested in starting businesses. You're interested in possibly writing a book. Are you willing to do what it takes to get the final product? So, for example, if you are thinking about starting a business, I've shared this before. I work on average 91 hours a week. That's what I do. I love what I'm doing, but what I'm doing is not easy. It's not for everyone. I wear many, many different hats. And at the same time, I'm continuously getting more education because I feel like without continuous learning, I'm very bored. So I'm not saying that you have to work 91 hours a week, but you will have to make sacrifices. You will have to make a commitment. People you know and love will be socializing, and you'll have to make a choice. Do I want to go to this party? Do I want to go golfing? Or do I have a responsibility to my business, to my team, to my employees, whomever it is? And so if you're not able to do that, maybe think long and hard before you quit your corporate job if you're working at one, and think about, okay, what are some of the benefits I have here versus what I'm going to have to sacrifice if I go and start my own business? And what do those sacrifices look like and what are the benefits there? And if it's something like a lifestyle change, I know that the buzzword is longevity. Everyone's talking about living longer. But the point to me is living healthy is really living wealthy. So it's not the number of years that we're here per se, it's the quality of the time that we spend here. And of course, I believe it's all preordained anyway. But I know for me, I want to have my life to be as rich and full of experiences and opportunities as opposed to just turning the calendar on another year and just sitting by idly not making anything happen. But they're all choices that we get to make. So let's finally have a conversation with ourselves and determine what are the priorities. And then also, let's have expectations that things will not always go our way. And so, what I'm really embracing is even as a business owner, there are so many things that are out of my control. And I used to take some things personally, and I really don't take them personally anymore. We've had a few people retire from the platform this year, and wishing them all the best, and realizing that people have the opportunity to make a choice and choose what it is that serves them. And so, you choosing you every time and setting boundaries, but showing up with compassion and empathy and grace, really articulating the fact that you want to be here for someone, you want to live a life that is as free as possible of judgment, and that you can't control what other people do and you can't control what other people think about you. When you start to embrace some of these things, it's really rewarding. And it takes so much stress. At least that's what I found. You just say, I'm going to, as Red Olaf and one of my team members and friends, he writes something on his hand and then he just lets it go. We have to let go those things that we can't control. And so I'd like to bring us back to the topic of elevated listening and making a commitment to listen to yourself, and then also making a commitment to set boundaries for what doesn't serve you or suit you. So, as we look at this final episode for the year, what I'd like you to think about is, why is reflection more important than coming up with a resolution? So you may be going to a party or a get together this evening, and people may be asking, what are your resolutions? Maybe you don't have to have a resolution. Maybe what you're going to be doing is reflecting and giving gratitude for all that you have, and maybe just being thankful for living another year where you got to experience whatever it was you got to experience, and listening to the year that you've had without trying to rewrite it. So accepting whatever it is that happened and not going back and trying to redo it or rewrite it, or having regrets, or going through all of the what ifs. And instead of questioning the lessons that don't really seem to make sense, maybe just honoring them and maybe just saying, you know what, it'll all work out. The answer will appear some part in time in the future. And looking at the growth that came through the discomfort, whatever the discomfort was that you felt through these different opportunities, taking all of those things together and looking for the clarity and the wisdom and the vision that you have, each and every one of us has inside of ourselves, and how will we go forward with this in the new year? And if focusing again on ourselves instead of, oh, I hope this year she does this, or I hope this year he finally stops doing that, all judgmental thoughts and statements, just focusing on ourselves and being grateful for what we have. I shared this many times. I am grateful to get up and be able to breathe. I'm grateful to be able to stand on my own. I'm grateful that I can see out of both of my eyes and I can hear out of both of my ears. My mother didn't have that luxury. And so I give thanks for that every day. I give thanks that my brain is still working at a high level. And when you start to look around, you realize there are things that we have that other people don't. And the things that we have that other people don't, other people probably have things that we don't have. So all of us have some gifts, absolutely. And so the gift that I really want to be thankful for is each and every one of you who have supported me and our platform and our network this year, going all the way back to 2022. I really appreciate those of you who have been thought leaders, those of you who have followed and subscribed, those of you who have been our guests, those of you who are on our team, those of you who are sponsors. Thank you for taking this ride with me and with my world-class team here at USA Global TV and Radio. And from a personal standpoint, I really appreciate each and every one of you who have reached out to me during the year and who have made a positive contribution. And even if I might not have been able to speak to you individually, I recognize you and I thank you. I thank each and every one of you who are posting positivity on your social media feeds, walking away from a world filled of hatred and a world full of anger and accusations, and just embracing the good and the beauty that we do have. So please do join me next year for the next episode of Let's Finally Talk. And wherever you are in your life, whatever is going on with you, I wish you peace. I wish you the blessing of inner peace in your heart so that we can all find a more peaceful world together. Stay happy, stay fulfilled, and realize again, you are your best coach. You have everything that you need inside of you. God bless you. May you be peaceful. And thank you for joining me today. We'll see you again next year. Bye.
Every woman carries a story of strength, of purpose, of light. Through her courage, the world is transformed. Through her grace, generations are inspired. This is Iconic Women. Within every woman lives a goddess, a celebration of brilliance, beauty, and empowerment. Join us every Wednesday at 11 a.m. New York, 4 p.m. London time. Only here on USA Global TVR and Radio. Featuring the iconic Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, honoring voices that shine across the world. Subscribe to our YouTube channels, USA Global TV and Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, to watch and engage with all our content. World-class education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration.
Have you ever felt unheard? Like your words float into a void, leaving you invisible and disconnected? How about feeling judged, when assumptions overshadow your truth, leaving you misunderstood and defensive? And then there's that moment when someone offers solutions you never asked for, dismissing your feelings and leaving you more frustrated than before. It doesn't have to be this way. Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, the listening mentor, understands. She's here to help you reclaim your voice, build stronger connections, and create meaningful conversations that inspire understanding and mutual respect. Through her groundbreaking books, online and in-person courses, and interactive workshops, you'll learn how to navigate life's most challenging interactions. Discover the power of elevated listening and transform how you communicate. Master setting boundaries and asking permission to protect your peace. Learn to recognize and release judgment, fostering empathy and true connection. Dr. Kerbeck also offers personalized coaching, one-on-one or group sessions, designed to fit your unique needs. Whether in person or virtually on StreamYard, her guidance will empower you to thrive. You don't have to struggle alone. The path to deeper connections and better relationships start here. Visit drjacalyn.com or usaglobaltv.com. Join a global community of empowered listeners and transform your life, one meaningful conversation at a time. Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck is the listening mentor. Start your journey today. Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honored to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/USAGlobalTV. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting, we're building bridges and changing lives one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Music by Johnny Dies. Produced by Executive Producer and Director Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative Direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Copyright 2025. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.